Hey, so I was in a watercolor group that asked about the Winsor Newton metallic Cotman colors, and I promised I would swatch them out, but I also kind of wanted to show off some of the things about them. So this is the little field pan of the 8 metallic colors from Winsor Newton Cotman. And I swatched them out here, so you can see kind of some of the stuff. Like my issue with them, I feel like, is that they do kind of shine. Like you can see that there's kind of a little bit of shimmer to them, but for the most part, they don't really shimmer that much. What you're seeing down here shimmering is the actual gold water paint that I really enjoy using, and that's from Etsy. It's not Winsor & Newton. But you can pretty much just Google anywhere or Google on Etsy, search on Etsy for gold watercolor paint, and it will come up. You can find all kinds of different people who make it. But you can see that here in the iridescent blue, like it's got a really nice blue color to it, but like the shiny, I don't know if you can see this, but the shiny is pretty much only on like right where the hard water edge is. So I think all of like the shiny pigment has kind of traveled that way. Yellow gold, it's got an okay shine to it, but it also is just very translucent. Bronze, you can actually see it, and I actually like using the bronze. I layer it over like a brown, and it makes the brown real shiny, so that looks nice. Silver, almost like invisible. You can't really see it. Pewter, you can actually see, so that might be good to layer like maybe in a storm or something like that. Iridescent black is the other one I've used. I have used it in storm clouds before. Iridescent white, almost invisible. Like you really, like it makes the paper shiny, but that's about it. It doesn't actually do anything. And again, there's the Etsy gold. But I wanted to show you too, because I was like, well, what if you're painting on black watercolor paper? I don't have black watercolor paper, so I painted on cardboard, which of course is not going to act the same as like black watercolor paper. But just to show you, this is the iridescent white that like disappeared on this paper, just made it shiny. This is it on the cardboard, so it also kind of disappeared. It's not very prevalent. And like, I did a pretty good coat of this too. It wasn't just like, oh, swipe. It was like a legit coat. And then here's the silver, which you can see it actually kind of stands out a little bit more, but not very much. I also want to show you that some of these actually activate a whole lot easier than others. One of the ones I really struggled with, I believe, was the silver. You know, and I'm sitting here swirling it around, and eventually it kind of wakes up, maybe a little bit. I don't know. Let's see. And then I put it down, and it looks good, but I don't know. Then the white, here's the white over here. Oh, this is the one that I really struggled with. Let's see. So I like to wiggle it around until it gets that really like jelly kind of consistency. I got that. But you can see how just like incredibly pale that is, even compared to the silver. Like it just does not wake up. The blue also, I feel like I struggled with a little bit to get that to activate. And it comes on here and like, I mean, you can't even really see the difference. So I don't know. But anyways, I would say that if you're going to do metallics, I would go find some on Etsy, because I feel like the sellers on Etsy have a better handle on how to make stuff actually shimmer and shine like that does than the Winsor Newton colors, because they have the whole thing with Cotman where they're just kind of not a whole lot of pigment to them, but also like they're not doing what they're supposed to, which is to shimmer and shine and show off your awesome artwork. One last thing I did want to show is a piece where I actually did use them. So this is a piece I did, and I don't know if you can even see it, but there in the water right there, I used the iridescent white, maybe even some silver. It looks like actually, I'm seeing from the pigment there that it looks like it's a little bit of silver I used. You see how it's kind of gray right there? So I used some of the silver there going down into the water. And then down here at the bottom in the bowl, I used some of the bronze. See, I layered it over another brown. So you can see like you can paint first, but then you can kind of layer it over and it will give things kind of a subtle shimmer. But again, nothing like that gold, you know, so take it for what it's worth. That's just kind of my experience with the Winsor Newton metallics.